And in the reign of Ahasuerus, in the beginning of his reign, wrote they unto him an accusation against the inhabitants of Judah and Jerusalem. And in the days of Artaxerxes, wrote Bishlam, Mithradeth, Tabel, and the rest of their companions unto Artaxerxes, king of Persia. And the writing of the letter was written in the Syrian tongue and interpreted in the Syrian tongue. Rehum, the counselor, or chancellor, and Shimshai, the scribe, wrote a letter against Jerusalem to Exarchedes, the king, and his sword. Then wrote Rehum, the counselor, the chancellor, and Shimshai, the scribe, and the rest of their companions, the Dianites, and Aphrasites, and Teralites, and the Versites, and Archvites, the Babylonians, the Susanites, the Hivites, and Elamites, and the rest of the nations, whom the great and noble Asnaphar brought over, and set in the cities of Samaria, and the rest that are on this side the river, and at such a time. This is the copy of the letter that they sent unto him, even unto Exarchedes the king, thy servants, the men on this side the river, and at such a time. Be it known unto the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come unto Jerusalem, building the rebellious and the bad city, and have set up the walls thereof, and joined the foundations. Be it known now unto the king that if this city be builded and the walls set up again, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, and so shalt endamage the revenue of the kings? Now, because we have maintenance from the king's palace, and it was not meant for us to see the king's dishonor, therefore have we sent and certified the king, that search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers. So shalt thou find in the book of thy records, and know that this city is a rebellious city, and hurtful unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was the city destroyed. We certify the king that if this city be built again, and the walls thereof set up, by this means thou shalt have no portion of this side the river. Then sent the king an answer unto Rehum the chancellor, and to Shimshai the scribe, and to the rest of their companions that dwell in Samaria, and unto the rest beyond the river, peace. And at such a time the letter ye which ye sent unto us have been plainly read before me. And I commanded, and search have been made, and it is found that this city of old time hath made insurrection against kings, and that rebellion and sedition have been made therein. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and toll and tribute and custom was paid unto them. Give ye now commandment to cause these men to cease, and that this city be not builded until another commandment shall be given from me. Take heed, now that ye fail not to do this. Why should damage grow to the hurt of the kings? Now, when the copy of King Exarchedes' letter was read before Rehum and Shimshai the scribe and their companions, they went up in haste to Jerusalem unto the Jews, and made them to cease by force and power.